All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
Je ben God my best life, yeah. Je ben God my best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je ben God my best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing,
Up until it's time to do something. I just want to point that out.
Can you say starfish?
I guess a pillow princess. I learned that. I learned that from a lesbian woman. The term pillow princess.
Okay. Danny, did you have something to say after that?
Yeah, I had a question for Chocolate Pearl. No, a question and a comment for Chocolate Pearl. So back to this dude that you shut him down, right? Killed his ego, and then you got with him. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Okay, now this is my question, because this happens to me all the time. Danny, you think you this, you think you that, but then you want me. Why do you want me? What?
Because you think you this, you think you that.
On my defense,
you want to see, like, why?
On my defense, is once I peeled back that banana, I realized that, we realized that we were good friends. We actually became friends after that. And then eventually we went a little further than that. So it took a couple of years for us to get together. And then we wound up being off and on and all that other crap. But
so during those years, you got to know him. Do you think he was still all that?
Oh no, he wasn't all that. But no, he wasn't all that his ego carried. But he was good now, don't get me wrong. But he wasn't all that his ego carried.
I just don't get it.
Well, we want a man, and I'm saying we, again, let me just say it doesn't include everyone, but we want a man that's confident, but not conceited.
Right. And he was conceited. And he just thought wearing polo and Nikes and Levi's and Clarks, he thought that he was, the bee's knees type thing. And I'm like, I dress probably better than you do, and I don't pay as much. You know what I'm saying? I look really good in my attire, and I don't pay as much. But his ego was, you have to know what I'm spending. You have to know how much money I make. That was his conceit of how he would bring a woman in. Well, I done took you here and I done took you there.
I was going to say that's a sign of a person not having anything. Because if you got old money and it's planted in ground, and you don't have to flash it.
And that's the thing. He grew up. I think he grew up where he had to not necessarily struggle, but because he didn't want to look poor or be poor, he kind of did things to make sure he had money, because his mother was like, I can't afford you to get that, so you can't get it. But he wanted it, so he's always worked to get whatever he got. But he feels that he has to flash it in front of people. His clothes got to be a certain way. He has to spend a certain amount of money, and how much money he spent on it. But it took him a while
about me, and I don't care. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But and Danny, that I don't half step when it comes to my attire. The people who are on here have seen me or know me, know that I don't half step on my attire. So I try to look good at all times.
Going to the store,
I don't spend a lot of money on it. It's the way you carry yourself. And he didn't understand that. He thinks that in order for him to be attractive, he has to have all these expensive clothing.
Listen, I get dressed and go to the store and match. You so conceited. You did it. What the? That's just me. Right. I don't get it, man. All right, let me ask you another question.
That's the thing about you. You don't flaunt how you can see. You just let your attire look. but you know that you don't spend all that money, and you don't care if anybody know that you got it off sale. You know, you told us your favorite place is Ross.
Ball on a budget. Niggas don't know.
Hello?
That's right.
They
You
don't know.
balling on a budget.
All right.
He
let me
would
ask you a
never
question.
go into Ross. He
Conceited,
has to
right?
go. His
Conceited.
sales is going to the outlets. That's his, you know, going down to being a little cheaper is going into the outlets. But my thing is this: just because you got on these expensive clothing, because I got Coach, I got Michael Kors, I got Nike, I got all this stuff, but I didn't pay a lot of money for it.
Exactly.
You know, but he want people to know that he paid a lot of money for it. And to me, that was conceit. I mean, you were being extremely conceited. Like, but when I realized and I got to know him, I realized he's really not like that. He's, you know, he's like a teddy bear with a grizzly bear body, you know.
All right, conceit. Dr. Seductive, you seen the Ladies Man movie, The Ladies Man?
I think I have.
Anybody seen The Ladies Man?
Of course, because I dedicated with my Cavassier.
Yeah, that dude. Now, Dre, do you consider him conceited?
He was delusional, but yeah,
Nah, he was confident as all hell.
Oh yeah, he was confident as hell too. He said, I'm gonna walk over there and ask her, do she want a fish sandwich?
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
that movie is funny as hell to me. He was just confident.
But confidence and conceit to me is a little different, I think.
Yeah, and it goes back to me. I think it was Dawn that said it. Like, conceit is being boastful, you know.
Right.
Confident, you know, you can be confident and you don't have to tell anybody you're confident,
right,
because
your confidence will shine just by itself.
You don't have to tell anybody you're confident. But when you have to start telling people, you know, my ego is big, you know.
Right. Exactly. Okay, I'm glad you said that. With him, he felt he needed to tell people, you know, oh, I don't go to, you know, the thrift store. I don't go here. I don't go there. You know, it's, you don't have to tell me that. I don't care how you spend your money. Now, my aunt Pam has always told me and my children, and I'm not sure if she told any of my cousins or any other my siblings, but I know she's told my son, who owns his own business, before the age of 30, spend a little, save a lot.
Okay.
Your aunt used to call me a cheap, tight ass. Her and Aunt Cheryl.
That's right. Spend a little, save a lot. You can. I used to say when I was married, my only boyfriend that my husband would allow me to have was Clarence. Okay, so I don't need to tell nobody. I worked at Belts part-time, and when stuff went on sale, I got it. You know what I'm saying? It was big time money before, but when it came down on that sale price, I was there and got my double discount and all that other good stuff. And I walked out there with Camucho or whatever he's called, and all them expensive Brahmin. I had all that.
Right.
But I didn't spend a lot of money.
Exactly.
So
Can I ask who Clarence
you carry yourself.
Clearance. Clearance.
Like
the
I
clearance
thought she said Clarence.
She said Clarence.
I did
like
say Clarence, but that's what I call Clarence.
Child, I was trying to figure out who Clarence was. I was thinking Clarence Thomas.
Oh Lord, Jesus.
You was trying to look his number up. You was trying to look his number up. That's what you trying to do.
Okay. Yvonne, I'm coming to you, dear. So the question, we've been talking about egos tonight. And has your ego ever been bruised, or have you bruised somebody's ego?
My ego hasn't been bruised because I'm more of a person that practices humility, but I have bruised some people's egos before. You want me to elaborate?
Yeah. Tell us about it.
Well, I'm one. I accepted this guy's offer for a date in the after cap. And he did all this talking about what all he was going to do. And I said, no, don't talk about it. Just be about it. And when it came time, it just wasn't what it was. And you know, don't ask me no question unless you want the answer because I'm brutally honest. And so he asked, he said, did you enjoy yourself? And I said, no. I felt
Real
like
sling boys move in silence.
I mean, you do have, I mean, they
That's
do
when you let-
sometimes,
that's
but
right.
then some of them will talk and still be slanging. So it kind of goes both ways. But however, so I let them know, no, I didn't enjoy that at all. I could have, you know, I did better pleasing myself than
had
what
a
he put
rose.
them on.
Jesus.
Because
Could have had a rose.
absolutely, absolutely. And I let him know that
You get a
the
rose.
size
You
of-
get a rose. Everybody gets a rose.
the size of his ego did not match the size of his package. So he needed to, you know, humble himself. So
Okay. Okay.
That was some
Anyone
good
else?
bruising right there.
Yo, dude should have a fucking what you call inner thought in the back of their head when they sit when something like that happens. It's like, tag me in, partner. like and then go in. What's wrong with these dudes, man?
Oh goodness. Y'all
Oh my
can't make me
God.
laugh that hard. My stitches, man.
Like, how could you perform and she's giving you a whatever? No, you're supposed to go crazy.
absolutely, like there was no
And-
moaning, there was nothing. And so how did you figure you just put it down? It reminded me of the movie Waiting to Exhale when she said, hell, I could have had a V8.
Yes.
Oh, now when he was going, grr, grr.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He
Oh,
felt
God.
that way because he was satisfied. He wasn't caring about your satisfaction.
That's true.
That's true. That's true.
But
Mhm.
Yvonne, I got a question. Did he get his?
Of course.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't.
So, and that
didn't
words,
get his.
I guess he was listening to Bernie Mac. Sex ain't nothing but 50 pumps.
Ain't
Counting
never
50 ain't got nothing to do.
50, he being generous. You get 5. 1, 2,
5
3,
what?
4,
5 minutes?
5 pumps.
Oh,
You better get yours within that.
that is so see that is so ghetto. That is so ghetto.
That's why that part of the family stayed across the water. I don't know which side is drinking over there.
Those better be the 5 best pumps of your life.
Well,
You better be
It
deep
all
stroking
boils down
real
to
long and hard for them 5 pumps.
I'm not called Dr. Feelgood because I named myself Dr. Feelgood. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Some of us will have to take your word for it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Damn Skippy.
Okay. I think my
Those
question's
5
over.
pumps felt good, but what else?
Who go next, Lord? That was too much. Chocolate Pearl.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
look,
I'm go ahead.
y'all
and
got
ask
me
you, honey.
literally. Look, y'all got me literally holding my stomach. Okay.
I know.
Look, y'all about to make me bust all kinds of stitches and stuff.
Oh
and
my gosh.
have to
Don't do
read
it,
me
don't
in.
do it, don't do it.
My question is, does is ego a turn on in a relationship?
Depends on what the ego is about.
Okay.
Can you elaborate on that?
I mean, because if someone has an ego about, oh, I'm the richest person in the world, that could definitely be a turn off. Because, like as I said earlier, nobody cares about how much money you got or how much things cost that you possess.
Well, some people do like that. Some people do like the fact that, you have this ego. I got this mansion and I got this yacht and I got these cars and I got this business. It does turn some people on.
That as an example, you know what I mean? I'll use that as an example. It depends on what you value and what you don't as a person.
Okay.
Right.
So
And
again,
but you know what though, Anson, you right though. But you know what I've come to see is that women more than men like ego because they don't call it ego, they call it swag.
There you go. My hands down.
Absolutely. Because I was just about to say that.
That's what I was going to say
ego and
too. My hands
swag.
down.
But no, I mean, you're right, Dr. Fab. I agree with you, but I'm saying though, a lot of time there is a difference, but it can't, and especially with the younger people, it can be interchangeable because the way a lot of women are attracted to ways. A lot of women are attracted. Younger women are attracted to ways a guy moves. Said he got that self-confidence it may be, you know, some women might be turned off and say, oh, he got an ego, or he conceited, or some see him as, look, hey, I like the way he moved. Look at, he got that swag about him, that je ne sais quoi. I know not what in French for y'all plebeians.
I guess I can agree to a certain degree. It's the way that he walks, the way he talks and carry himself. How does he handle a whole room full of people? That will be like, you know, you can get it, but
I own that shit.
Kay has her hand up. Kay?
Hey, good evening. So I was just wanted to say, with that, for me, I don't like ego. I don't like ego or cockiness. That's actually a big turn off for me. But confidence is a big turn on for me. I do like a man who is confident in themselves. Because I think it's two very different things. Like you said, that ego, and I've been around some that they have that ego driven off of like what they have. So if they, have a good job, or they might be doing good for themselves, nice car, but a lot of times then they have that ego that's just like they're all that and this, that, and other. I don't. No, that's a no for me. I like confidence, but I like somebody who also can be humble. But confidence is a big thing, along with the swag. A little bit of the swag has a lot to do. That's always a good thing.
Okay, well, you know what, you said something about cockiness, but Yvonne put in the chat, cockiness is a turn off for her.
Yeah,
however,
I don't like
being
someone
self-absorbent is a huge turn off.
Yeah, when I say cockiness, I'm talking about package wise. That's a turn on. So.
Oh.
She meant cockiness.
Oh, cockiness. Okay.
Okay.
Or she really meant cocky less. Cocky less meaning the cocky was less than what they expected. What she expected.
Terrible.
Okay, Douglas.
Good evening.
Good evening, Douglas.
A bit late here, but what did y'all define ego as? What do y'all? Well, the basic definition of ego.
Ego
is you got enough common sense to not go stalk and look through the window. You could just stand in front of the door like, here I am. That's it, right there.
The definition of ego is a noun, a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance.
Right. So some ladies said they don't like the dude's ego. So you don't like the way he thinks of himself?
Okay, we were talking about, the question was, is it a turn on?
So we
earlier lying. They gotta take the red or the blue pill. They don't like cockiness, they don't like this. Eat one or the other. What you like, ladies?
Can we get a purple pill?
No, because I'm hearing, you don't like this, maybe, or you don't like that, or you don't like his ego. Maybe y'all using a different definition than what it is. Because how can you not like that a person likes themselves?
Well, we said that like the cockiness and the conceitedness. Like the first question was the difference between the ego, being egotistical, and then being conceited.
That's why Douglas got to get here on time so we don't have to regress.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Dr. Fabulous.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's a difference with self-esteem and then being self-absorbed, where you come off as a narcissistic pig. Right. That's what we're talking about with ego, where it becomes like a narcissistic pig. But if you have self-confidence, meaning self-esteem, that you have self-care, self-love for yourself, that is a plus.
Exactly. Right. And that goes back to what I was saying about the confidence part of it.
Right.
So those other
Right.
things that y'all are talking about are not necessarily ego, they are grouped into something else. Therefore, when you say I don't like his ego, I'm like, I'm not understanding. You don't like that he thinks well of himself? Because
No, that's not what we were saying. We were
No,
saying
But you
that
can't
Let
ego. So
me
you
finish.
tell
Let
if
me
some,
finish.
but I don't think that
Can
you're.
I finish? Can I finish?
I thought you was finished.
Well, if I
exactly.
say let me finish, then I'm not.
Ooh.
So is being cocky.
Ooh. Ouch. Let
So
him
being
finish.
cocky, is that same as having an ego? Yes or no?
Well, if you read
No.
in the comments, where she said cockiness wasn't necessarily the actual word cockiness. She used it as help me
A
out. What's the word?
euphemism for a large cock.
Thank you.
Ooh.
But
Thank you, Dr. Seductive. Now
what Douglas
maybe he'll get it.
I think what Douglas is trying to say is that, like I said earlier, ego and cockiness is all about perception. It's how you perceive whatever they're doing.
Right.
Is it cocky or is it the ego? Is it confidence? It all
You have a big
depends on
ego,
one's
Douglas.
perception.
Right. See, now y'all
You're stuttering. You're stuttering, brother. No, you have a big ego.
Y'all morphing it into other stuff, and this is why you know.
Oh my God, I got a big ego, Douglas. Do you have a big ego?
Some people have the little man syndrome, so you got to be careful.
Dr. Fabulous, how about you give
We're
us
not
your...
bruising egos, Yvonne. We're not bruising egos.
We're not
tonight.
bruising egos, Yvonne.
Okay, well, see.
No, when I said little man syndrome, I'm talking
Douglas, you didn't even answer.
males
What's up?
that think less of themselves. See?
Damn,
All right,
Douglas.
Dr. Fabulous.
Well, I was getting ready to say, you just hate when you meet someone and they have that extreme ego and they're one of those old original players when they talk about how they used to be this and how they used to be that, and then they missing about 10 teeth across the front. And you say, wait a minute, if you don't go somewhere and sit it down, because their ego was back in 1980. I'm just saying. But when you find that person, he's living in the past because he was what you call a has-been. So
back in 73, I used to do.
Yeah, so that that came across my mind because I went somewhere and met someone, and I was like, "Really? Is this really what you're doing?" But
Girl, you know
okay,
I had you back in 69.
Yeah, but you look at that where somebody else might not. That's why I said that people feel that some kind of way about themselves until they get that aha moment.
okay,
somebody made him feel good with no teeth.
Right, that's right.
All
right,
child.
Travis, give us some wisdom of that question. Is ego a turn on in a relationship?
I have a question for Miss K. Is that okay before I give you some wisdom?
Sure, Kay.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. I just have a question for you, sweetie.
This is a 3-part question for you. You were describing what you liked. Question 1, do you have that? Have you had that? And how often?
Have I had what?
Everything you
Someone with
described.
a big ego?
No.
The confidence and the cockiness.
Like, yeah,
right.
You put together. This is what it sounds like you put together. Sounds like you put together a horse head with a zebra back and some cow feet. So what I want to know is if you got all of that at one time, how long ago, and if you have it now. And I'm a little sarcastic.
I didn't have all of that at one time, but in my experience, dating the opposite sex, yes, I have. When you run into everybody has a different personality. So yes, I have come in contact with personality of someone who has that big ego and very self-absorbed, or do well for themselves, which is a great thing, but come on now. You know the difference when somebody boasts or feels because they made it to a certain level that they're better than, compared to someone who, is a little more humble. As far as the confidence, yes, I've had that experience with someone who's very confident in themselves, but that doesn't necessarily mean, because ego is like being self-aware of yourself as well. But from my take, the ego that they're talking about is that like full of yourself ego, never think you're wrong type of ego. So that's the way I perceive what the ego that they're talking about on this topic. So to answer your question, yes, I have encountered all three. That's why I'm able to, tell you what I've encountered and what I prefer.
How long ago and do you have it now?
The confidence, yes.
No, all three. Listen to my question. I'm trying to get
how long ago? I mean, I
everything.
can't pinpoint how long ago, but it's
A
been
year,
some
6
time.
months, 10 years.
I would say he wants about 4 years. Let's say about 4 years.
Go on and tell him the truth. You know it was last Sunday. Tell that man the truth.
Say what? What'd you say?
You know it was last Sunday.
Oh, wait a minute. What is he asking me if I had what?
You know what he asking you. Cut it out.
No. I want to be clear because
I'm not being clear, because I'm thinking, if you're talking about, are you asking me when the last time I had sexual
listen
intercourse?
to my question.
What are you asking me?
Okay, slow down. Let me just repeat. I'm going to be real clear. You described the kind of man you like, and you named a bunch of aspects of what you like about a man. You remember those things you named that you like, that turns you on?
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. My question is, have you ever had that, or how long ago have you had that?
Yes,
and or
I
do you
had
have
that.
it now?
Yes, I've had that currently. Correct. Yes, I've
last
had that
week
currently.
Sunday.
Exactly. I've had that currently. And as far as the others, as far as like ego goes,
Okay, next question is, how long have you had that?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Y'all can move on.
Carry on. Yeah.
Yes, please carry on.
Travis, can I ask
Because
you why you
No, because he answered.
Thank you. I would like to know that.
She just answered everything that he said. Travis, I applaud you, brother.
No, I just want to know what his why was.
My
Please
pleasure.
explain the why for me. It's the why for me.
I want to know myself.
Yeah, me three. What was the why? Why did you ask those questions?
Well, I first of all, I appreciated that she knew exactly what she want and what she liked, and she expressed that very clearly without stuttering. And I appreciate that. So I wanted to know if it was either a pipe dream, is if she's like an old player talking about what she used to get, or if she has that and she's just proud of it and just expressing herself. So I just wanted to know, and she was clear. And if I was in front of her, I'd give her a high five and a fist bump her man.
Okay, thank you for the breakdown. Now I understand clearly.
Thank you for your input tonight, Travis.
No
It's a method for his madness.
It's always a method to his madness, Chad.
No, there's some madness to the method. Y'all got it twisted.
Oh, okay. All right.
The method, yeah, that.
Well, Danny has his hand up.
I think Danny's applauding him.
Oh, you're applauding. Oh, okay.
No, he got his hand up. He want to ask.
No, he applauding.
Question.
He applauding because it was a sideways
Put your
hand.
glasses on. That I'm clapping my hands. That man is on point.
Thank you, Danny.
Okay.
No problem,
if no one else have a answer or response to my question about is an ego a turn on, I want to hand this over to my brother. Oh, you do, Travis? Tell me.
Yeah, I got something for that.
But let Travis answer first.
No, let Anson go.
Okay.
Are we gonna toss a coin?
Okay,
go ahead, Anson.
Well, I'm saying ego can be a good thing, depends on your relationship with that person. So if they have a big ego about something that you rather enjoy, then yes, the ego is a very positive thing for your relationship. But if they have an ego about something that annoys you, that you can't stand, then it's bad. So ego is just a personality trait. It's all
Okay,
about perception.
cool. Now, Travis.
Based on what I just heard, the definition of ego to be, I think it's irrelevant whether it's a turn on or not. Because if a person is expressing what an ego was just explained is, the right person will be attracted to them naturally. So it would be not a turn on, but just a flat out turn. So discussing whether an ego is a turn on or not is something that might require another show.
Okay. Your
Um,
input.
Chocolate Pearl, just to add to that, I think that, in my opinion, it's not, it's the confidence that's attractive.
That's what ego was described as.
A person's sense of
Based on
self-esteem.
what I heard just a few minutes ago, that's what it was described as. So if a person has,
I wanted to finish, Travis.
I'm so
Are
sorry.
you
Please
done?
forgive me.
Are you done?
No, ma'am, I stand corrected. I apologize. Go.
It's the confidence that is attractive, and piggybacking again on what Dawn said, because it really resonated with me, it's the boastfulness of that confidence that becomes unattractive. Thank you.
I would like to add to that.
Go ahead.
Okay. Based on, again, what I heard ego to be, ego does not include boastfulness. If you're talking about boastfulness, you can't put boastfulness and ego in the same sentence or class.
Wish you'd been on a little bit earlier, but yeah, I see.
Damn, I like this dude. I like this dude.
I understand what you're
I
saying.
said 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, sometimes faith comes by hearing, and then again.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, women don't listen. They only hear.
Douglas, you have nothing to say, brother. You are, man. Douglas, you disappointed me tonight, man.
Douglas, speak
okay
your mind.
Then. Okay. I would like to just say one thing. I appreciate everybody's comments and concerns and debates. But if y'all can come on at 8:30, we can start the show, and all of this fun will be better, and everybody will hear and understand what other people said. Because I think sometimes people come in the middle of a conversation of someone saying something of their personal dealings, and it gets twisted. And then it just sounds like people bashing or what have you. But Travis, I appreciate your comments. It's very enlightening.
Do too. Thank you,
and,
Travis.
By the way,
I love how you broke it down, especially for Kay. I love how you broke it down for her. And Kay, thank you for your comments. Now I'm going to pass this over to Dr. Feel So Good.
By the way, Kay, what?
If
Go
you
ahead,
have,
Travis.
if you have any sisters, cousins, nieces, grandmas, neighbors that are kind of sort of like you, slip on my number or give me theirs.
Just put your number in the chat, baby.
That's why you can't ask Kay herself.
Okay.
Got fired.
Kay said already. I don't play that. I'm happy. I told you I'd fist bump her man and high five her and buy them both drinks till they drunk. Go home and do it.
What?
Okay.
I'm just saying, I respect her pride and stance and confidence in what she likes and how she likes it. Proposal. Where she likes.
But that's respect there. That's definitely
yes,
respect.
I appreciate the compliments. Thank you.
Absolutely.
But I know what I want. I mean, I know what I want. I'm at an age now, and you know what you want.
There are not many.
You know your likes and your
dislikes.
dislikes.
To say in a nutshell, there's not many K's out there. There's
I
some
know.
J's and some B's, but not many K's.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
get
Go
off
ahead.
the horn.
Go ahead
Get off
before,
the horn,
before we have
Travis.
before we have love connection.
That was my point.
Maybe
It's
even
all
some
about what you
H's.
like.
Yeah, it is. Now, when we talk about ego in relationships, what I consider that is personality traits that are tied to egos. Now, if you're insecure or you're insecure type, you're going to do things like micromanage your relationship. And everybody's worked for I'm sure there's nobody in here that hasn't worked for a micromanager. And you know how painful it can be to be walking on eggshells around a person who tells you how to do it and when to do it, even if you already know what to do. Now, we also look at people who want to hog all the glory. An egotistical thing is somebody being so selfless that they're selfish. Now, let me run that back.
I know somebody like that.
They hog all the selflessness. So you don't get a chance to be selfless. They're one step ahead of you. They are, hey, I got that. Don't worry about that. I got that. Why don't you give me a chance to do something? I like to be selfless. I like collard greens. I like hog maws. I like chitlins.
Okay.
But anyway, you know, what could usually be construed as a good thing could be not so good if you're monopolizing it in the relationship, and that could be ego driven. I got to be right. I got to be seen as the good one. Now, maybe not, but I'm sure everybody's known a person that every time they're around, if you do something, they got to try to top you. No matter what you do, you can take a dump for 30 seconds. I'm gonna take one in 15 seconds. You know, I know that's nasty, but that's, you know, I'm just giving an example. But if you're doing that in a relationship, you're not having a relationship. You're having a contest. And when you're intimate with somebody and you're having a contest, they ain't never winners. Mm-hmm. Unless you're with me, then I might give you 2 bonus humps to my 5.
I can think of a way where that would be a good thing.
Oh, I'm sure. Go ahead, Travis.
Okay. I would love to be in a contest with my significant other, my girl, if he was trying to outlove me.
That actually would be fun.
Right. And
I get it.
Travis, go ahead and put that number put them digits in the chat there, baby.
And the thing about that, Travis, is
777.
Yes. You want to try to, but that's building. That's when you're building. That's when you're building together, because each one of y'all trying to match.
Yeah.
If not pass, you're trying to match.
No, I'm gonna outdo her in the love department. She doesn't stand a chance.
Well,
say it, baby. Now. Say it again now.
But see, she might feel the same way that you don't stand a chance.
Then that's what you call the power of love. Ask Luther Vandross. That's the power.
Look at him busting out that.
We're not asking Luther nothing. That man.
I don't know.
Busting out that Barry White. He just trying to get all the draws to drop tonight.
Right.
Good thing we don't wear any.
There.
Wait, who said that? Who said that?
So
wait a minute. Who said good thing we don't wear any?
So
my doctor subscribed that I'm not supposed to wear them.
Hey.
Yeah,
and I'm just in it with you, sister. I'm just doing it for you because I don't want you to be out there by yourself.
Right. So how can ego do well in a relationship? Like you said, when you're building towards something, you're going at it at different times and different paces, but you are going to the same place.
Right.
There's no, if I fall, you'll pick me up. If you fall, I'll pick you up.
No, if one of us falls, she ain't gonna fall. I'm gonna catch her before she falls.
All right now.
Oh,
But you still,
Travis.
you still, hey,
we holding on.
even if
She's
she,
not
even
even.
if
You
she
already
trips,
said
she's on the
K is
floor. You still got to
taken
get
now.
up. So
I'm just saying. I mean, don't. I'm just saying.
Travis,
got
what
you.
if it's wet and she's slippery?
I got you. Hey,
That's even better.
I got you, man. I got you. So
You ever heard of a biscuit?
Yeah.
You know
not
what
them
you do with
Popeyes
biscuit?
dry ass biscuits.
Stop it up, baby.
Nah, you gotta sop it up, baby. Yeah.
Stop it up,
Come on,
baby.
I like Travis.
where's the collection plate?
Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Some people have egos in that what they say or do, they never want to be challenged on. I didn't say they don't want to be challenged on. If I'm with Kim and we're talking and she could tell me the sky is green and I'm like, no, it's blue. I said it's green. No, it's blue. I said it's green. After a while, I'm gonna stop arguing with her. Say, yeah, it's whatever you want. No, I said it's blue now. You get that when people are not, people can't be wrong. People just can't people just can't be wrong.
But is that an ego or is that just being narcissistic?
Well, it goes into they bleed. They bleed because a lot of times, even if you're proven wrong, you'll try to spin it some way and say you try to gaslight and spin it to say it's somebody else's fault or somebody else, you didn't say what you said. But those type of things get people, and then you wonder why they look so good together. Why they not getting together? And then that rubs off. Somebody with an ego rubs off if they have a poor behavior ego, and that rubs off on everybody. You ever been in a room and somebody walk in the room and just suck all the energy out the room?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's that bad karma.
And they kind of, and then you look at them and they kind of know that they're doing that. That's part of ego. Because if I can change I don't care if it's bad, or I know that I can make it happen, make it change like that. Just by my presence. Now imagine wanting to date somebody like that.
No.
Every time you're around, they're a negative Nelly or a negative Ned. Or they they don't use their hygiene, or they don't, or stuff like that.
Wait, go back. Hygiene?
Yeah, some people go.
Yeah, you lost me with that, bro. You lost me.
Look, some people walk.
Why the hell am I with somebody who funky as hell?
Exactly. Because you should smell yourself before I smell.
Yeah, you crazy.
Look,
you ain't going nowhere.
They done gone nose blind.
Yeah, people been nose blind, or they smell like
put deodorant on. No, I don't want to hear that, bro.
No, they smell like ass and tussie.
But Dussy?
No, tussie. It's a budget deodorant they used to sell back in the day.
Old fashioned deodorant, Tussie.
Oh, Tussie.
Yeah, Tussie.
Tussie.
Oh, Tussie.
Yeah.
You know about that, Dr. Fabulous, baby.
Don't
know about that
Tussie.
So like, old
my
Spice
grandma
armpit,
used to use that. Thank you.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm being facetious about that. But that's some people like that. But a lot of times that we don't tell. It goes back to what y'all was saying about earlier, with somebody going to the club and not telling their friends.
Mm-hmm.
If you really my friend, you would tell me. Nah, dog, nah, sis, you might not want to go like that.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So what makes you think you want to be with somebody that smell bad so you can look good?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say they smell bad on their body, but the halitosis probably is a difference. Some people who have halitosis, a lot of people may not say anything to them because they like them so much.
You just
like
them a tic tac.
Can I respond to that?
That's a way of stroking their ego. You just give them a tic tac. Oh, you put a piece of gum in your mouth. You care for one? Oh no, go ahead, take it.
You got to give them gum and Altoids at the same time.
Oh dang.
Say, some women think they Halle Berry with breath like halitosis.
Yeah.
Dre, remember that time I ain't gonna say the family member. Remember that time they was talking to you? Like, wait a minute, you need to go brush your teeth. You need to take that. You remember that?
I do remember that. Bruised ego. So I lived it.
Bruised
Yes.
ego. Bruised ego. Yeah, perfect example.
Exactly.
You know
But they
I know Dr. Feels so good. I have a question that I'm sorry to interrupt, but Danny kind of brought it back up. I would love to ask both Travis and Douglas this question because I don't think they were on when it was asked. Have y'all ever had your egos
Ego
bruised,
bruised.
or were you a bruiser?
After you, Mr.
Travis,
Bruce.
since you're off mute, so go ahead and answer that for me, please.
I done told Douglas 1,001 times to put his happy face on. I don't want him to take stuff so personally.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking to, I chat to him.
Travis, can you answer that question?
Yes, ma'am. Based on what I know you mean ego means in this question, the answer is no. And I wouldn't say that I've bruised any egos, maybe knocked some holes in some, but not bruised any. That second part was kind of comical, but no, I've never had.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
I laughed. I'm on mute, but I was over here chuckling.
Yeah, I was just being funny. No, but no, never mind. You'll
How
get
many
it
holes
tomorrow.
you put in it though, Travis? I'm inquiring minds want to know.
Say that again.
How many holes did you put in it? You know, inquiring minds want to know.
I told you that second part.
Was it a pegboard or just
the focus is no, I've never had
Were
my
they small
ego
holes or
bruised
what?
that I'm aware of.
Okay, Douglas.
Based on the definition of ego, no one has bruised my ego, been talked bad about, but really didn't like a grandma pinch, perhaps. Because I grew up dark skinned.
The grandma pinch. No.
You know, something that hurts for it's intense pain for a minute, but it subsides. Because you know, I'm a dark skinned brother and grew up, you know, hearing all the you black as this and this, that, and the other, you field hand and all that stuff. So after a while it did bruise the ego. Until I got into the late 80s. Black the berry, the sweeter the juice. So now everything is okay. You can say whatever, it's not gonna bruise my viewpoint on myself. Have I bruised some egos? Could be, because I could be flippant and say something that'll hit you like a hot poker. Now, did I care about it? That's another question for another time.
Okay.
At least
thank
you know.
for answering those questions.
At least y'all know.
Back to you, Dr. Figure.
I was gonna pass it to CEO before Anson goes. I was gonna pass it to the CEO if she's ready. But Anson, go ahead.
I want to say that to answer Chocolate Pearl's question is that I'm confident that we all have hurt someone's egos. Every single one of us. We have lived a good life. I mean, we have lived a rather long time, and I'm pretty sure we all have hurt some egos throughout our life, whether knowingly or not knowingly. Because you can't tell none of y'all ladies can tell me y'all have accepted every man's advances.
Well, I told you I done bruised a couple of egos because I'm a blunt person. So whether it was male or female, I bruised some egos. So unfortunately,
I would say that every single one of us have bruised egos, whether we knew it or not, because based off the definition of ego that we heard tonight is how someone feels about themselves.
Yeah, ego seems to have about 3 different definitions. Really?
But the definition that I read was from the dictionary.
I know, but that question had a different kind of definition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah. Got you.
I just think we all have hurt egos in our lives.
True.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Fabulous, is back on you. Close us out.
Okay, well, I think that my crew did an excellent job this evening. At the very beginning of the show, I had some technical difficulties because of the weather. I appreciate you all stepping in. Mute Travis, stepping in and
Travis is
doing
dang
what.
God, I need you to put it on mute.
I
Or put
thank
your
you
number in
all
the
for
chat.
doing what you had to do to make it happen. And to each and every one of you that came on tonight, welcome, Kimberly. You came back. Always a blast with Danny and Douglas. You know, I just be playing with you, but nevertheless, Yvonne, welcome. Nikki, everyone, thanks, Char, and to Travis and Anson, Don, everyone, thank you for coming this evening. And with that being said, also, I'm gonna turn it back over. Travis, you got your hand up.
Yes, real quick. Dr. Seductive, briefly, just for the sake of time, could you please explain to me why your name is Dr. Seductive, real quick, briefly?
You sure about that?
If she tell you, she's going to have to seduce you.
Well, let her speak for herself.
Short and to the point, because just like honey, thick and sweet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Silence, crickets.
about the topic of seduction.
Okay.
Okay. All
we
right.
can't get into details on the show. How about that?
Okay.
But
With
you can
that
drop
being
them digits.
said, I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Feelgood to do what he does best, close us out, and he'll tell you the rest.
Thank you for your participation. Thank you for a show. It was we learned a lot about people today. anything else? Peanut butter anybody? But 29th of October, if you look at where it says Fabulous MSB and Upscale Love for You, you'll see the gala, the masquerade ball. I know some of y'all bought tickets. I know some of y'all coming. We want to see y'all there. I'm going to be there in a full mask and full gold sparkly thong. So be ready, ladies, to put dollar bills in it. Not you, sis.
We can't slide the credit card down the.
No, I don't think. Hey, that's square. That's square. No, I ain't got no square. I got a round. But anyway, anyhow, also Upscale Love for You on Yahoo, all one word, Upscale Love, the number 4, the letter U. If you have any questions, concerns, you want to know anything about us, hit us up, Upscale Love, the number 4, the letter U, at gmail.com. We answer emails, we respond, and you come back. We want y'all to come back, tell a friend. Please subscribe to the channel. Come to our page on Facebook. We also have an IG page, and I'm going to say thank you to my lovely co-hosts, Alcido, the fantabulous, Dr. Fabulous, my favorite girl, the chocolate pearl, and the sweet and thick like honey, Dr. Seductive. Don't get too close because she might snare you in her trap. Some people like that, but so y'all have a great evening. Stay cool, stay calm, and stay upscale for love. Have a nice evening, people, and a nice Labor Day weekend.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.